good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. It is February 19th. I hope everyone had a wonderful Valentine's Day. I'm going to talk about my weekend real quick and get to my guest. Friday, I went out to dinner with my girl Raquel, celebrating her birthday. We went to New Wave Seafood in Wantaw. It's delicious if you ever get a chance to go there. Saturday night, it was like a weekend just of eating. Saturday night, I went out with my daughter Valerie and her mother-in-law Ro, and we went to a fabulous place in East Islip called Jackson Hill Grill. Fabulous. And yesterday I did Mexican with my girlfriend Doreen in Westbury. So I didn't cook much this weekend, which was really, really nice. It was a breath of fresh air. I want to make some announcements. Me and My Nuts. You can see it. It is the pilot. It's a comedy. I play Wanda, the secretary. It's going to be shown on Saturday night, the 24th, at Cinema on the Sound in City Island in the Boogie Down Bronx. So when you get a chance, you could go to my Facebook page or go to Cinema on the Sound on Instagram and check it out. At 7 o'clock. I hope I see you there. And also, thank you, Murdered by the Mob. We're doing a show March 8th at in the secret room at the Iron Bar. So just go to murderedbythemob.com and see when we're doing the show. And I hope you come down and see that because it's so much fun. Very interactive. You eat, you sing, you dance, you drink, you go to like an Italian wedding, someone gets whacked, you got to figure it out. It's great. All right, let me get to my guest because I'm so excited he's here. He's a producer, he's a writer, he's a director, he's an actor, he's a stand-up comedian. He's a good friend of mine, Robert You
can do it.
Danis.
Sevedanis.
Yes, Ultikanis. I'll start speaking Greek. I don't know what it is with the Greek names. I always mess
See, no,
them
it's
up.
Spanish. If it was Cividanilopoulos.
That's true. This is true.
good.
All right, so listen, I want to know I know you're in Lindenhurst now, but where were you born and raised? Where'd you go to school? What'd you do?
We were in Queens until I was about 5 years old and moved out to the island.
Where in Queens?
Queens, Denman Street in Elmhurst.
Oh, okay, because I'm from Bayside.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool.
Okay.
And then moved out here when you were 5.
Yeah.
All right.
Seaford.
Yeah.
Grew up in Seaford.
In Seaford. All right, so you went to Seaford High School?
I did.
Oh, cool. All right. So I want to know, like, were you like the class clown growing up, or were you more introverted?
No, I was a class clown type.
Yeah.
I was in trouble a lot.
You were?
So.
Okay.
Yeah, that was me. Class clown and in trouble a lot. So put those two things together and you got to do stand-up when you get older.
Yeah.
So.
So did you always want to be, into the arts when you were younger? Did you do any kind of like school shows?
The first play I was ever in that I can remember, my 6th grade teacher put me in a production of Julius Caesar.
Ooh.
And he cast me as Mark Antony.
Really?
So I had to do Friends, Romans, Countrymen. Not the original whole thing, but he edited it.
Yeah.
But it's the only time in my life I ever had what people say like is an out-of-body experience.
Right,
I remember doing the show when the families come.
Yeah.
And seeing my parents, both of them, looking up like look at what he's doing. And I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
That was it. That's how you got the bug.
It was. I didn't do anything about it for a long time. But from much younger than that, I used to watch movies, James Cagney movies, and wonder, how did they do this? How do they do it? Like, I would wonder how they shot things.
Right.
As a kid. I don't know why that hit me, so I always
yeah.
wanted to be involved with film.
That's cool.
Always.
So did you go to school for film, or where did you go after high school?
Actually, I studied acting at HB Studio in the city for a
Yes,
few
you did.
years.
Yes.
And
That was back in 1995.
back in the 90s.
Woo! I remember the
We
90s.
had beepers. So yeah, I studied acting there, and I did a lot of background work. So I spent a lot of time on movie sets.
You did. You
Lots,
did.
lots.
I know you also appeared in pretty much every black box off Broadway shows.
They're everywhere.
Broadway theater and regional theater. We got a pick, and you could tell me what that was.
This was Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Bloomsburg Theater Ensemble. It was a production of Born Yesterday. I played Harry Brock. Fantastic role. He's like kind of like a Tony Sopranos of the 40s.
Kind of like Howard Hughes. A
Yeah.
little like Howard Hughes.
He's like a Tony Soprano in the 40s. kinda.
Really?
Yeah, so it was fun.
Oh, I like that.
It's fantastic.
That's cool. Back in 1996, you did NYPD Blue.
I
You
did.
played a character named Al.
I did.
And then after that, in '98, you did a movie called Celebrity, and that was with Leonardo DiCaprio and Winona Ryder and Charlize Theron and Kenneth Branagh. How much fun was that? I mean, being on set with all those celebrities.
Well, here's what it was. We were in an apartment like in Chelsea somewhere.
Yeah.
Just an apartment. It was Kenneth Branagh and Femke Janssen, her name is, I believe. And me and two other guys played Moish's movers, furniture movers. The other two guys had speaking roles. I didn't speak.
Really?
And the whole scene was just Kenneth Branagh and her are arguing because he didn't realize she was moving in. We crossed the camera with boxes. Then we crossed back without boxes. The most fun I had that day was Kenneth Branagh smoked, and so did I back then.
Okay.
So we go out on the fire escape, and I got to talk to him
That's cool.
and hang out and have cigarettes and ask
Yeah.
him about the Shakespeare movies and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
That
cool.
was awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I'm a big fan of his. He's great. So you're doing that, and then in 2005, you decided to do stand-up comedy. Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I always kind of wanted to try it, always. And then I was living in Brooklyn, and so I worked in the city, so there were open mics everywhere.
Yeah.
And I got hooked.
Now, did you take any kind of classes? Because there are comedy schools.
I did years
there
before.
There are comedy classes.
A
You did.
few years before that I did, and I didn't really pursue it. And then when I did pursue it, I took the advice of comedians that have been doing it. They said, just get up. I don't care where it is. If they have a mic set up in a laundromat, a comedy club,
Anywhere.
or whatever, a coffee shop, just do it. So I did, and you got to be willing to be really bad and then get better.
Yeah.
You know? And I had a step up because I was used to being in front of people. I was used to being on stage. So the lights and the attention didn't bother me.
Right.
It was just coming up with
Yeah.
who I am as a comedian.
Yeah. And what did you find most challenging when you were doing stand-up?
The writing, I tried writing everything out. I'm more of, I write down what it is I want to talk about, and I kind of find it on stage, the words.
So you would do more improv?
Kind of, and I did a
stick
lot
to a
of,
set?
I did a lot of act outs. My favorites were like Richard Pryor, so the act outs were a huge part of his act. So I'm more of a talk about what I want to talk about and act things out than a premise setup punch guy.
Right.
You know?
Because there's different ways of doing comedy.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, and I did a lot of open
Now,
mics.
do you still do stand-up or not as much?
I backed away from the mainstream comedy business for my own personal reasons.
Okay.
And I still do recovery comedy, which is
yes,
like,
let's talk about that. That's called Recover the Laughter.
Yes.
So tell everyone about Recover the Laughter and how there you are on stage. How did that come about?
Well, I knew a few people in recovery, so I'm not talking out of school because we've presented this on interviews before. My friend Cara Amore and myself go into rehabs and detoxes,
Right.
and I'll do recovery-based stand-up comedy for people in detox and people in rehab.
Yeah.
And they get it. I love it, and we will do events. I'm going to do an event in one of the boroughs in April.
Oh, good.
One of the A's.
Okay, all right.
And we do those too. So I love doing that. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fun. People really get it.
Yeah.
They really get it.
Yeah,
I could do material that I do in the rehabs in a comedy club, and they go, oh. It's like he's making fun of the poor people. It's like, no, I'm one of them. I get it. You know,
Right. Yeah.
I love it. That I love.
How long have you been in recovery yourself?
It'll be 31 years in April.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And I feel great about myself.
Robert, what keeps you sober?
I talk to a lot of people in recovery constantly. Being creative is a huge help for me. You know, whether it's writing, whether it's anything I'm ever going to use or not. Writing, the film has been since it's 2 years now.
Yeah.
The production on that.
Yeah.
And again, you know, knowing other people that are in recovery.
Now, the pandemic was really hard for a lot of people. So during the pandemic, were you able to do the recovery shows Zoom?
Yeah.
It's not the same though. I know.
It's interesting because, you know, it's not even just a regular audience. It's people in recovery, some people brand new, some, and they're all just kind of like, and it's like watching a silent movie because, and you don't hear them laughing.
I know.
You know, so it was a challenge.
I know. I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of comics that did Zoom shows. A lot of them hesitated. I was one that did not participate. I just couldn't do it. For me personally, I just could not do it.
I got it.
I couldn't wrap my brain around it. I just couldn't, and I get it. And you know, there were some comics that did, and I just couldn't do it. And kudos to those who did, because it's not an easy thing to try to be funny and not hear that laughter and not know when to take that beat or when to continue with the next joke. It was not an easy thing.
And what happened after it was going on for a while, people started doing the tech where you could hear the laughter. But they had to know what they were doing.
And, you know, sometimes you hear a toilet flush, or you hear a kid crying, or you know, and then then you kind of like lose it.
And you really see who's not paying attention. It's like watching.
It's true.
Brady Bunch and everybody you've ever been related to in those boxes.
It's so true. All right, listen, we have to take my first break already. But listen, more with Rob when we get back. Do not go away. We'll be back after this.
Yes, we will.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
Every day, millions of people go to work completely oblivious to their coworkers' double life. By night, they hit the stage, hoping to become the next comedy superstar.
Bringing laughter to the world is very important.
All right. Is everybody having a good time tonight or what? That's what I thought.
Well, hi there, Theresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Theresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm with my friend Rob Savadanis. Cividanis. I say it slow. He's a producer, writer, director, actor, stand-up comedian. He does it all. He's fabulous. We met here years ago while my friend Christine was doing her show here, and that's when I met you. And that was God, that was a while ago.
It was.
It really was. And anyway, so I'm here with him, and he's fabulous. And we're talking about his career in acting and comedy, and then we're going to talk about what he has coming up. But to continue, in 2006, you did something called Rubber Chicken, a crime story, which was a short. And you actually wrote it, but Andy Brown actually directed it. So tell me a little about that.
Myself and my friend Ruben Goldman we were doing a sketch comedy on stage in the city. We would rent a theater and have people come. Right. We wrote this sketch, and we realized it lent itself better to film.
Yes.
Than it did for stage. Yes. So we did, if you want, it's a short film. It's up on the internet. Rubber Chicken, a crime story. It's very silly. It's fun. Yeah. I get to play all different characters in it.
That's great. I love playing different characters. Just give me a good wig and an accent.
And both those guys are in something we'll talk about later.
Oh,
too.
Cool. Yeah. So you also did something called Funny Fellas, which was kind of like a parody of Goodfellas. Tell me about that.
I wanted to start to practice having something in my head and see if I can make that happen in a frame. And I took Goodfellas and made it for the world of stand-up comedy and not the mob.
Right,
and we just did shorts. We did scenes from it. I didn't do the whole movie.
Right.
But it was, and again, it's online. Funny Fellas, the movie. That's what you look up and you'll see the clips. We had a lot of fun doing it. I got comedians to do it with me.
That's the whole thing is, having fun and then trying to bring your friends along for the ride, 2010, you did a short film called Todd.
Yes, that was Edward Till, a comedian from the city. He's down in Florida now. He's a radio personality.
Yeah.
Did this short film, and he cast me in it, and it was fun. It was a hectic guerrilla shooting thing in an office.
Yeah, like ninja. Get in, get out.
It was fun. I had fun doing it. I did.
It's great. 2015 now, you did North Fork Trolley Polar Express. You played Santa. We actually have a pic of you. Let me tell you something, Rob. You make a really, really good Santa, I have to say. Look at that. I'm digging that, man. So tell me about that. Is that something that you've done for a long time? Do you do it every, holiday?
I've been doing it every holiday season for several years now. And I really enjoy it. I also started last year doing it in Magic Wonderland in Wantagh.
Oh, cool.
Where it's,
is that right on Wantagh Avenue? Yeah, where the train is.
Yep.
With a little trolley or something.
It's close to, right, yes, absolutely. It's close to Merrick Road.
Yes.
And it's one family at a time comes in, and they visit Santa at home. And
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it.
It's nice. And I'm sure the kids.
I enjoy working with kids.
Come on, the kids have a blast.
Parents, but I enjoy working with the kids.
Those parents can be a pain in the butt, right? So 2018, you started teaching at Incrediflix.
They do.
So tell me about that.
It's filmmaking for kids. It's a summer camp.
That's so cool.
And you get to teach them. You use tablets actually for cameras, and you do live action films, and they do stop motion films. If you know what that is, like how they you take an object and you move it a little, take a picture, move it.
Right, and then it's almost like a cartoon, right?
Yes,
like kind of like.
And it runs all summer long. They have camps all over the country. So I'm the Long Island guy. I stopped doing it. It won't be happening here.
Wow.
I enjoy it. Again, it's working with kids and it's teaching them to be creative. That's been a challenge since the lockdown.
Yeah.
Because kids spent a couple of years bouncing off the walls.
Right.
And now they're free.
Do they create it from start to finish? The concept, the writing, the
Monday to Friday, we come up with an idea. They come up with an idea, a story, what characters are going to play, what they're going to bring in for costumes and props. And between Monday and Friday, we shoot the whole thing. Wow. They go home. I also edit. So I edit it and then send it to the company. They email it to the parents.
Wow. And is this, how many weeks is this program?
It runs the whole summer. It depends on how many people register. Each summer.
Yeah. And where do you do it? Is it all?
Garden City.
Okay.
Riverhead. Islip.
Oh, wow.
It's like all over.
Oh, so they have a lot of locations.
Yes.
But that's good. Well, you figure maybe they have one in Nassau, one in Suffolk, but they have more than.
If you have any kids that are interested, Incrediflix.com.
That's great. No, that's really, really good because it kind of gives them a starting point, right?
Absolutely.
To like the next Spielbergs or Scorsese's. They didn't have that when we were kids.
Nope, not at all. We had Kegs. Kegs when we were kids.
Oh my goodness. So I know that you had this idea in your head, because I want to talk a little bit about, your baby, Pancakes and Syrup is your baby. I mean, you wrote it, you produced it, you directed it. You started up this R&T Films with Tom Daddario.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know, I know you filmed in Massapequa. Thank you for that. I know you filmed in Massapequa and you filmed in Astoria.
Mm-hmm.
Where else did you film?
Lindenhurst, Babylon, several places on Long Island.
So how hard was it to get locations for the film?
I didn't find it to be all that difficult. If you sit and speak with people and tell them, I live here, some people were extremely generous. Just right away, they were just like, yes, what do you need?
Right.
There's a place called Glenn's Dinette on Montauk Highway in Babylon. Fantastic. They shoot
you go.
films and TV shows there.
Nice.
And they gave us use of their place for 2 days.
That's fabulous.
It was really fun. Tom and I wrote a screenplay together. We co-wrote it, co-produced it, co-starred in it, and I directed it.
All right, so what I want to know is, did this idea come to you over COVID, or did you have this in your back pocket for a long time?
Yeah, long time. We started writing it in 2011. We actually wrote it pretty quickly.
Really?
But then there were rewrites, and then things happen. You get busy, and life happens, and then we got advice from people that are in the business longer than I am as far as film.
Right.
I studied a lot. I read a lot of books on filmmaking and took master classes, and so between 2011 and 2022.
Yeah, no, that's a long time to birth something. Sure. That
Absolutely.
From concept to. Well, you're also a musician. You play guitar, right? And you sing. Look at you look at you, rocking out. So how old were you when you picked up the guitar?
I took lessons when I was a kid, and I didn't have the attention span for it. Through the years, I've known people that play, and I'm a novice, but I can play.
Okay.
I've been in a band that used to do two shows a year at events where all our friends that we grew up with would go to. You know what I mean? And I love it. I love playing the guitar. It's just I'm teaching myself a lot more now than I ever did. So at 60, I'm learning how to play the guitar.
Who did you like listening to growing up as far as music goes?
Cream, Hendrix.
Okay.
A lot of Clapton.
Yeah.
Allman Brothers. Frank Zappa. A lot of Frank Zappa. The Good Rats out here on Long Island.
Oh yeah, the Good Rats.
So
Yeah.
I was out there early.
That's cool.
At live music.
Now, how old were you when you first took the stage playing?
Oh boy, when did I first play the guitar?
And did you start your own band?
We had a band from Seaford, guys that I grew up with in Seaford. And like I said, we had a Super Bowl party every year at somebody's house, and then we would have a party in Cedar Creek Park every year, and that was our 2 gigs. We actually played a birthday party in a firehouse.
One in the winter and one in the summer.
Yeah, and we did one wedding show at a firehouse, and it was really good.
So was this like, did you have like a high school kind of? Was it in high school that you had a band? And
No, I really didn't learn how to play till
later.
Way later, yeah.
Really?
I mean, I learned a little bit younger.
Okay.
And then I'm in recovery now, but then I had a lot of, drinking and drugs to do.
Well, that's the whole thing. Of course you did. Oh my God.
You got to do what you got to do.
So let me ask you a question. When you did play out, did you do a lot of covers, and did you write any songs?
All covers.
All covers.
I mean, this past couple of years, I got involved with songwriting for the first time ever in my life.
Yes, and we're gonna talk about that after we take my second break. So stay right there. More when we come back with Rob. Don't go away.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
Every day, millions of people go to work completely oblivious to their coworkers' double life. By night, they hit the stage, hoping to become the next comedy superstar.
Bringing laughter to the world is very important.
Hi, I'm Georgia Rose, founder of Zenkuda. You can watch me on the Soul Space podcast every Friday at noon on Channel 20 for spiritual guidance. And as you all know, that is how I first opened into my own psychic gifts, was through the angelic realm, astrology. So we've got Mars and the Sun together in Scorpio, which creates a lot of combustion. In the astrological world, we call that a kazemi, and tarot. When the Four of Cups right side up, it means we have a lot of choices to make and we're not looking at what's really being divinely given to us. We're too busy in the busyness of the choices to really see the divine intervention, the divine timing, and the divine guidance. We're the place. Watch the Soul Space podcast.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Theresa Canastraci Tea Time with Theresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Theresa on Facebook. Tea Time with Theresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight because my friend Rob is here. Want to give some quick shout outs to Michael Norton watching from Florida. Greg DiFilippo is also in Florida. I'm sure it's a lot warmer here because it's 29 degrees. Ann Rothney's watching and Betty Ann's watching. Betty? Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate your love and your support. It means the world to me. Also, shout out to Rescuing Families with Gina and Vinny. Rescuing Families is a great nonprofit that helps families renovate their homes for people with disabilities. So look them up on Facebook and Instagram. Great organization. So with Rob, and we're talking about his baby that he started writing back in 2011.
Yes.
With Tom Dodaro, who will be on the show eventually. So you filmed it all over Long Island, Massapequa, Astoria, all over Babylon. And I wanted to know, what was the hardest thing you learned throughout this whole experience of putting together this movie?
The hardest thing, honestly, the hardest thing is this. If you ever want to make a film with your best friend, from soup to nuts, at the end of it, you're still best friends. You're really friends. I'm not even kidding. It's a challenge.
Oh, it's like a marriage. Creative. It's like a marriage.
Now, what I took care of, and I'm really glad that I did, the people that were hired, we had a very small crew.
Yes,
I had an assistant director, a cinematographer who did lights for us, a makeup person, and a sound person.
You did.
And we made it really work because I interviewed them, and they really knew what they were doing, and it really helped up the quality of what we were doing.
And they made us feel really, really old because they're really, really young.
Yes, they're all young. They're all young.
That's it. That's it. It's great. I also want to know, did you get more of the rewrites done during the pandemic, when you had time to really tweak it?
Most of the rewriting most of it was done by then.
Okay.
We came up against something, I'll mention it. We had some kind of cringy stuff in there that we wound up taking out.
Well, tell everyone the concept of Pancakes and Syrup. What is the concept?
It's
the plot.
Two men, one in recovery, one in not, wind up through circumstance driving cross country from New York
and
to
Tom.
LA. Rob and Tom. Yeah, our names are Rob and Tom. We named our characters Rob and Tom, so really stretched. Yeah, that's us right there.
There they are. Thank you for that pick. There they are.
Tom's character is a stand-up comedian. Hey.
Rob's there's a stretch.
Is an actor. Rob's an actor. So what it is we're both dealing with a lot of stuff personally while we're going cross country together. We're not really close friends.
Okay.
At the start of this.
Okay.
So it's a road movie, and a lot of things ensue. It's drama, it's comedy.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit of everything.
So how long is the film in total?
A little over an hour and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
No, we did a really good job.
That's a lot of work.
I'm pretty proud of it.
It really is. And you did the editing on this?
No. Our cinematographer Vinny also edited.
Okay.
Together we went through it, and we're almost completely done. We almost have our final cut now.
Wow, that's amazing. We have a pic, I think, of him actually directing. I think Tom's on stage. I think this was in the city, right?
Oh yes.
Was
Broadway
it
Comedy Club.
Broadway Comedy Club.
Yes. Absolutely.
Shout out to Broadway. We just lost Al.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's going to be missed. But that's a great pick. That's you right there, and then that's Tom on stage.
Yes.
That's great. Were you there one day?
Two, maybe three, because we weren't there very long each time.
Right.
And there's
it was like spurts.
Right, and there's a scene in the film where Tom does a stand-up comedy show, so we actually filmed him doing a set at a comedy show.
Cool.
Real audience, real everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was important for us for it to be.
Yeah, authentic.
Yep.
Absolutely. Okay, so from soup to nuts, because I know the concept started in 2011, but how long did filming actually take?
It started in, it was August or September.
Yeah, it was summer.
But then we had a break. I got COVID.
Right.
We had to stop.
Yeah.
Now you've got all these different people's schedules.
Yeah.
And then we finished in November.
Yeah.
And it was all completely different. Weather, everything was very different.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
So, but it was 16 shooting days.
Wow.
For an hour and a half full-length movie. That's really good.
That's really, really good.
You know, and
how proud are you of yourself? Come on.
I am. Oh, we did a great
This is
job. It's, you know, and the
awesome.
thing I think some people fall into, which is fine, we did it. But I'm really focusing on, I want as many people as possible to see this on a big screen.
Absolutely.
Festivals, whatever it's going to be. We don't know what
yes.
marketing, where this will end up.
Yeah.
We don't know.
As a matter of fact, Deborah Markowitz and Jerry Ferretti here on Long Island. Jerry does it out of Lindenhurst.
Yes.
Deborah does it out of Belmore.
Right.
So these are two things that you need to
Absolutely, absolutely.
definitely get into. And I know that I think they're taking submissions now
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I think hers is in July and his is later on. But let's get back to real quick about the music, because it's hard to find music for the movie. And you, what? Did you write your own, or what would you do?
One song, what happened was, speaking to somebody in recovery, and they said a couple of things to me that sounded like, that sounds like song lyrics.
Okay.
And I don't know where this came from. And I went home, and I wrote stuff down, and I played guitar, and I wrote the basic structure of a song. And a friend of mine from my old neighborhood in Seaford, lives in Carolina now, I know him on Facebook, asked him if him and his writing partner would want to help, so they produced this thing for me.
Wow.
You know, so I got so many people in my life that really helped out with this film. And I wasn't going to put it in the movie. I had it on my phone.
Really?
With me and my acoustic guitar, and then one day we were sitting outside the set with one of the, Stephanie Lombardo, who's in the film, and I said, you know, she's a musician. I said, listen to this, tell me if this is anything.
Right.
And she's like, that's really good. It's for the movie, huh? And I was like, well, no, I just. So from there.
She heard it and saw it.
Yeah. So it's the song that will be heard at the end of the film. It's what we have playing during the trailer. So, and then another song is also in the film.
Right.
A short piece of it. Those same two guys, Jim Oliver and Chris Cangelari. Oliver Cangelari is who you look up for their music and my songs.
Yeah.
Give It Away and The Good Stuff are the two songs. They had a structure of a song already. They didn't have
Give It Away
the words.
sounds like my character that I play. It's Sophia. Yeah, she gives it away.
Yeah, she's in the film.
But we can't give too much away because we want people to see it. We can't
absolutely.
give too much away.
No.
But what we can do is we can show the trailer.
Absolutely.
So let's play the trailer, shall we? Is that okay if we play the trailer?
What do you think?
This looks nice.
Where should we sit?
I don't know. Stool maybe? Know what you want to eat? You know what? Can you give me a minute? I'll be right back.
Dude, what was that, man?
I've been having a bad day for the past couple weeks. Maybe we should just talk about this tomorrow.
I can't. I'm leaving town. I got this road thing.
Road thing?
Yeah, I have a string of gigs, and then I'm heading out to LA.
You know what? That's perfect, man. I am going.
You said it yourself, right? People don't always get to do what they want to do. I have my own to worry about.
What problems do you have?
Oh, I don't know. Bookers, managers, agents, club owners, annoying passengers.
Luxury problems, man. Luxury problems.
What is a luxury problem?
You get to do the thing you want to do. You're living the life you want to live, man. Bookers, agents, managers, luxury problems.
Are you going to make the show tonight?
I gotta get to a meeting.
Meeting?
AA. I had a lot of time sober. Basically, if I don't get back to it, I'm done.
Ow, ow, ow! Thanks for coming in. Maybe she turned the light on. I gotta look at this guy.
Hey. My son is here. I haven't seen him since he moved to France.
France?
Where are my grandchildren?
You're not my father. We're always about your happy. Have you ever even met my happy?
This is getting us nowhere. I can't even understand what you're saying.
We have diversity here. We have a Puerto Rican family.
Did you write a screenplay? Are you trying to make a movie?
No. I'm ambitious. I'm not delusional.
What the
That's great. That came out really good. So now the song that we hear at the end, which one is that?
At the very end, that's an instrumental that
Yes,
Vinny,
I hear it.
the cinematographer
Yeah.
and the lighting guy.
I love it. I love the way it sounds.
He's in a band too, and they added music for that.
Wow.
It plays low throughout the rest of the trailers, the song that I wrote.
Yeah. That's great. And hello, the very beginning, there's Jerry Ferretti walking in.
Yes, he is.
With
And he
his
came in,
family.
we had a cancellation. He stepped in for me.
Oh, really?
Somebody couldn't make it. I think they probably got COVID.
Yeah.
And Jerry stepped in and he stepped up and did a great job.
Yeah. No, he's great. He's great.
Somebody else was going to play the woman that was with him.
Someone auditions for that. Let me say, I actually auditioned for that. I auditioned for his wife. Was that the role of his wife?
Yes.
And then when I did, because I had you and Tom, like on a three-way phone call, and let's clarify that. And you said, no, I want you to read for Sophia.
Mm-hmm.
And
We cast the whole film on Zoom.
did you really?
Friends that I knew, I talked to.
Right.
But people that we didn't know, I cast them on Zoom.
Really?
It was
Now let me ask you a
lot of
question. Did you put anything out like on Actors Access or something? Like how did people know to contact you to audition?
Backstage.
You did backstage. Okay, so you did put it out there.
And it was, I know how it can sound like Zoom. The thing was, I talked to them a lot.
Yes.
And then ran the scene.
Right.
And I talked to them so much, so you get a real feel for.
Yeah, well, there's a lot
who you're dealing
still
with.
going on that way. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? There aren't too many in-person auditions. They're rare and far and few between right now. A lot of people are sending in self-tapes, but then there are other venues where you can actually, put yourself in front of a casting director.
Some of the casting world is content with, hey, they can send us stuff.
Right.
It's so much, as an actor, you want to be in the room.
I love in-person auditions. There's nothing like it. I mean, there's just like nothing like it. They get to see you, your personality, and it's just so totally different.
The crew, I had it on the phone.
Really?
Again, long conversations.
And was that, and again, backstage, they answered it, and in backstage, how did you come up with the crew? Because that's...
Facebook, and I think there were specific pages on Facebook.
Really?
Geared towards that.
Okay.
And maybe it was a backstage.
There's some film
yes.
pages,
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, I couldn't have had Ayushi Shah as an assistant director. It was just gold. We had 40 characters we wrote in this movie. I'm never doing that again.
That's a lot.
I'm writing something right now for myself to do a short film. Two
people. That's all you need.
Yes.
Is the two people for a conversation.
Yes.
That's it. And that's like a whole, total opposite of what you did here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is that a comedy also?
It's got a much more serious tone to it.
Okay.
I mean, the Pancakes and Syrup, it's got comedy, it's got drama.
Why
so it's
Pancakes and Syrup? Tell me why call it Pancakes and Syrup?
At the beginning of the trailer there, you see me at work. I'm in that restaurant, and it's, Tom comes in for pancakes every time after he does comedy in the city.
Okay.
And then when we're thinking of a title, Tom said, you know what? It's really memorable. Pancakes. Nobody will forget it. Pancakes and Syrup.
No.
And me, I had to come up with in my head, well, the two of us, we're not really friends. We're kind of different. But when you put us together, okay, Pancakes and Syrup.
It works.
Yeah.
It really, really works. We have another clip
There's an up-and-comer in this film. You got to check her out.
All right, so I play Sophia, and Tom and I, I go to see him at a club, and very interested in him. So let's see that clip. You know, Tom, I had such a great time with you last night. I really, really hope we can do it again soon.
Listen, Meg.
Sophia.
What?
My name is Sophia.
Oh, well, that's close to Meg.
No, it's really not close.
Whatever. Wait in the car.
Wait, how long are you gonna be? Tom! Really? Hey, you're back.
Can you get out?
What?
Get out.
What's going on, Tom? Wait, what are you doing? Where are you going? Hello? You can't leave me here by myself all alone.
You're not by yourself, all alone. Look, there's people everywhere.
Really? Everywhere?
You'll be fine.
You gotta be kidding me. You really Really? You're such a...
Can't remember what it was you called him.
It's short for Richard. That came out really good because you actually sent me a clip. Remember I said to you, can you send me something, You know, I have to be honest with you, as an actor, I do this because it's in my bones. It is in my soul. It is in every fiber in my body. And getting paid is like the cherry on top, okay? And sometimes I do, and sometimes I do it just for the love of it and the craft of it. But I have to tell you, I had such a great time filming that because we did the first scene in Astoria.
Yes.
And then we did that scene right here in front of beautiful Paradise Studios in Massapequa. And I just had a blast doing it. But I kind of like lost my train of thought. I'm having a brain fart.
I sent you a clip.
Sent me the clip, thank you. And the clip is totally different from the final scene. That blows the other one away. But I was saying how, as an actor, you want to try to get your scenes. You want to try to get your footage to put together a reel. And it's easier to give birth sometimes than to get that. So I appreciate you doing that for me.
It was important to us.
You know.
And I put together 14 reel clips for
nice.
all the actors.
No, it's really,
and sent them out because
it's really sweet.
How many student films and indie films, and I never got anything from it.
It's so true. It's so true. It's just hard to get your footage. It really is. But I want the last version. I gotta get the last version of it. It's totally different. But listen, we have to take my last break. All right, but don't go away, please. More with Rob when we get back. Back after this.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
Every day, millions of people go to work completely oblivious to their coworkers' double life. By night, they hit the stage, hoping to become the next comedy superstar.
Bringing laughter to the world is very important.
Hey everybody, it's Theresa from Tea Time. What's my show about? I interview people in the entertainment industry, producers, directors, actors, and guess what? My show is on every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on Channel 20 on Optimum TV. So tune in because it's fun, interesting, and exciting.
Who's the best comedian you know?
Theresa Farrow.
And who's the best actor actress you know?
Theresa Farrow.
And who's the best cast member in Bat Boys?
Teresa Farrow.
Who's got the best radio?
Teresa Farrow.
Stop. Who's your favorite Gimme?
Teresa Farrow.
Who are you loving right now?
Teresa Farrow.
All right, Chuck. I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. Rob, say your own last name. Go ahead.
Cividanis. Robert Cividanis.
Cividanis is here, and he's just amazing. The man's amazing. I met him years ago, and funny as hell, man. And he produces, he writes, he directs, he acts, he does stand-up comedy. He really, is there for people who are in recovery watching, is there a website or something to go to if they want to go to Recover the Laughter? Is there something that they can go to?
Look me up. There's a Recover the Laughter Facebook page.
Okay, good. All right, and also Rob is also on Facebook and Instagram. And again, you know, you can go to pancakesandsyrup.net. And there's videos, there's pictures, there's bios of you and Tom.
I haven't said it out loud because we had it on a 3-minute trailer.
Well, I know
but yeah,
we did.
pancakesandsyrup.net.
I know we did, but we can repeat it. It's always
very important.
Yes, .net. It's always good to repeat and let people know. So we're talking about his baby, Pancakes and Syrup, which I was thrilled to be part of. I really was. I appreciated it. And I love playing Sophia. She was great. It was short and sweet, but it was great. And, you know, I know you said you're working on something else, but when we filmed that outside, you know, because again, you have these hiccups along the way, and they were actually doing construction right across the street. And it was hard to film in between, you know, someone putting in a nail, and so had we handled that
My
that day?
assistant director, Ayushi Shah, once again, if you're looking for an AD or anything to do with film, she was
on board.
She was. I'll go take care of these construction guys. She's, you know,
she's a
100 pounds, soaking wet.
Nothing.
She went over and took care of it for her. She got them. When we were going to shoot in the city, it was a week where they were all coming to the United Nations.
Right.
And she was. I just expected her to go, I'll go talk to them. Don't worry, we'll get across town easy. So
now this is in post. Yes. Is everything done and completed?
99.9%. We're at the point where I've got a couple of people that I know we're gonna do views and feedback for us, and very almost nothing left to do. Wow. And then we're gonna what we're gonna do is rent a theater. You mentioned Belmore, that would be my choice.
Belmore Theater, Sayville
just
Theater.
Screen it for everybody that wants to come.
Right.
And then it'll be festivals and whatever else we can come up with.
Yeah. And then do you want to get it streaming somewhere?
But I'd love to be able, absolutely. But again, my goal first is to have as many people see it on a big screen.
Right.
Because that's how I shot it.
Yes.
In my brain,
yes.
you know. It's fine to be able to, you know, but I want to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your scene's going to get a lot of laughs.
I hope
on a big screen. Oh, well.
I seem to bring the comedy relief in some of the things that I do.
And the potty mouth came so easy to her.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, you know, it was Sophia. It really wasn't me.
It was.
You know, it was Sophia, because I don't really curse a lot. Well, except when I'm really mad. But
we had, again, 40 actors throughout those 16 days were showing up different times of the day, so there was so much to juggle.
There was a lot of coordination.
You know, and Ayushi did it all. And I had to be pulled in a good way. Every day she'd be like, Rob, time to go approve wardrobe. Rob, we need to redo this because we can't shoot the way we wanted to. And she was right on it. To keep a schedule to 16 days was insane. It was going to be 15. We only wound up going one day over what we wanted to.
That's not bad, Rob,
because of COVID.
At all. But I mean, like I said, we hit that hiccup with the construction across the street. Were there any other hiccups along the way that you could?
Filming, not too many. A couple of locations fell through.
Oh.
One, the day before we were going to film at a service station.
That so sucks.
And the guy lost his mind somehow on the phone with me. And I called somebody else who I just mentioned when I was getting my car worked on. He said, come here tomorrow. It kept happening like that all the way through.
Yeah.
We were going to shoot the shows in a different place. That fell through. Everything wound up being better than it was going to be originally.
You see, that's how it happens, though. My saying is let go and let God, because we don't have control.
No.
We don't.
None.
And when you make plans, he laughs. So it always works out the way it's supposed to.
Absolutely.
Right? Don't you feel that way?
I do. And when you see the film, great locations. Everything, it's just great. The saying on the set between me and Vinny and Tom was like, it looks like a movie. Looks like a movie. Like, we had professional people that I hired to help us bring this to what we wanted it to be.
Right.
And it's a professionally made film.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted.
Yeah.
Because people's expectations are kind of low. You see friends do things for fun. You can't hear it.
No.
It looks terrible.
Well, you know as well as I do, because I had asked this question to another filmmaker. Not what is more important, but how important is sound and lighting?
Everything. It's everything.
Those are like really, yes, the editing makes the magic, and the editing can take it in many different directions depending on what you cut and splice. But if you can't hear it and and you can't see it, the lighting and sound is so important.
Both of those things can be so distracting, and people don't even realize that's why they didn't like what they just watched. Lighting is off, no scene matches, and like you said, if the sound is off, it's just very distracting.
Yes.
And it's not professional.
Yes, I try to watch a film, a friend of mine, and it was 1 minute it's loud, and then the next minute's low, and then 1 minute's loud, and the next minute's low, and it's like I couldn't even get into it. It was just too, like you said, too distracting, and it wouldn't keep my attention.
And there's one lengthy scene we're very proud of. It's over 7 minutes. It's a one-shot scene of us talking in the car.
Yeah.
But those car scenes are very interesting because it was just the two of us. There was no room for any crew in the car.
That's right.
So we would go, we would come back, and...
But I see you have side shots, and then you have
we got the equipment.
Shots. Yeah.
The equipment
How important is equipment?
Very. Vinny Carnavale, my cinematographer / lighting / editing / everything guy.
Now, did you rent equipment, or does someone own it?
He owned the camera, an extremely good
expensive camera.
And we had to get the tray that you connect to the car,
yes,
like you said, to get the different shots. And there was a camera
set on the
like
dashboard.
this on the dashboard, and that other camera and it just worked out really, really well.
Yeah.
We were going in the beginning. It's like you rent a studio, and you do green screen.
Yes.
After the pandemic.
Yes.
I was like, we're going to spend all our money on this.
Right.
And this was all, just to throw this in real quick, we did a crowdfunding. A couple of people stepped up and really contributed big money besides that.
Right.
A 16-day shoot, 40 actors, all that filming and crew, 30 grand.
30 grand. All right. Well, I appreciate you putting that out there and letting everyone know, because a lot of people, look, I had Claudia Bonavita was here, and she did her doc, and a lot of people, again, step up and help, and, it was a lot less. But you have different budgets for different things, and to get that done with that many people, that's a big accomplishment.
If you remember the food, it's almost more important to feed people good food than
it's
to pay
very
them.
important to feed them, yes.
And we had a lot of home-cooked food we had on the set.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah. People like to eat good, too. So listen, I know we have like 2 minutes left. Look how fast this went. Do you see how fast this went? So you're working on something, two-person.
Yes, it'll be a two-person short film. Again, it's a much more serious tone.
How short?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
All
It's not written yet. We're gonna. My friend Samantha, she's gonna help me write it because
Cool.
we've both been banging this idea around.
Very cool. Oh, I'm excited about it. Cool. Are you starring in it?
Yeah. I think maybe I'll call myself Bobby instead of Rob.
I love it. All right, so again, you can find Rob on Insta and Facebook and pancakesandsyrup.net. Go check it out.
Recover the Laughter Facebook.
Yes, Recover the Laughter on Facebook.
Funny Fellows the Movie Facebook and YouTube.
Yes. Check his stuff out because it's great. And also know that on the pancakesandsyrup.net, he'll be putting up eventually where the premiere will be and, and get it into the festivals. That way it will be on the big screen more than once.
Yes, it has to be. Has to be.
Has to be. I'm excited to see the whole thing
Mm-hmm.
because, again, seeing the trailer and the bits and pieces, and then knowing some of the people in it is a lot of fun, and But this was a labor of love, my friend.
Absolutely.
It really was. I think you did a fabulous job.
Thank you.
I really do. And I want to thank you so much for coming in tonight. I
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
it.
It's
I
good to
really
see
do.
you.
I mean, you too. Rob saved me tonight. I wanted to have him eventually on with Tom. And Tom's like, could I come on with Rob? And I'm like, I don't know, because I like my one-on-ones. Because obviously there's a lot of information on you, and I don't want to leave anything out.
Well, there's a lot more about the movie he can come and talk about.
That's true, and he is. Tom's going to come on at a later date, and we're going to talk about his career and his part in the movie. But in the meantime, like I said, Omar Moore was supposed to come on tonight, and he's sick. So Omar, please feel better, and I think he's going to come on sometime in April.
Pulling for you, Omar.
Yes, but his movie, Me and My Nuts, that's Omar's movie, Me and My Nuts, this Saturday on Cinema on the Sound. So please come out Saturday night, 7 o'clock, to City Island in the Bronx. Thank you. That's Omar's film right there. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Again, thank you everyone for watching Tea Time, loving me, supporting me. I so appreciate it. Remember, tell everyone you love them. And I'll see you next week. Ciao, everybody.